decisions. And $25,000 in cash. A combination guaranteed to make you say. And now here's the star of our show, Tom Kennedy.
Welcome back. We pronounce it. And we play with two bright people. A long-standing champ, Alan Emrich, and his new challenger, Gretchen Schwartz. Welcome back to you, Alan. And hello again, Gretchen. Alan is a student at Long Beach State. And Gretchen is a neon sign designer, and she has a new pair of roller skates, and she wants to get rolling, she says. All right, Alan has $4,670.
Wow.
Last time, when we left you yesterday, we interrupted our game. Alan had just won the first round. That means for round two, Alan will charge the board, and Gretchen will block. This board is devoted to politics. So, charge her behind the arrow, block her behind the stop sign, take your positions, and away we go. All right, Mr. Emrich, to win the round, all you have to do is get to the top of that board in 60 seconds. However, Gretchen is going to place 6 blocks somewhere on that board, and every time you hit one of those blocks, you're going to lose 5 seconds on the clock. But if you get to the top, you win the round. If you don't get to the top, Gretchen wins the round. And whoever wins 2 rounds wins the game, all the money gathered along the way, and a chance at $25,000 in hard, cold cash. All right, Alan, charge out of here, and there he goes. There he is. All right, Gretchen, now you get to place 6 blocks up there. Only 1 you may place on the 6th level, if you choose. No more than 3 on any one of the others. You'll be credited with the amount of money that Alan might encounter, every one of those blocks. And it's politics, and so go to work, Gretchen. You need this one.
I sure do.
Yeah.
I'm going to be really mean and block all the easy questions. So level 2, number 10.
Mm-hmm.
Level 3, number 10. Level 4, number 10. Level 5, number 10.
Ooh.
And I'm going to be kind and block the 500.
All right, but now
Can I do
2,
that?
4, 5. Yeah, but you have 1 block left, you know.
Oh, I do.
You got
Great.
a total of 6.
Okay, we'll block 10 on number 1.
On number 1, she wants to go back down there for number... All right. Well, isn't that interesting? Very good. All right. Let's now see how that works out for you. Well, hello there, Alan. Welcome back to civilization. Alan, you won the first round. If you win this one, you'll have another and your last chance at the $25,000. If Gretchen wins the round, then we'll have a tiebreaker. It deals with politics. Incidentally, if you find the time is running short, you can call long shot, and that will stop the clock. Good luck. Politics. 60 seconds on the clock. So giving me the level and the money amount. Charge.
Level $130.
130. The military officially greets the president with a 21-year-old blonde.
Gun salute.
Charge.
Level 230.
230. The president is in the executive branch. The Supreme Court is in the long branch.
Judicial.
Charge.
Level 330.
330. In 1968, Richard Nixon was nominated on the Republican convention's first mistake. Level 3.
40.
340. In California, Mike Curb is the lieutenant who wants to be general.
Governor.
Charge.
Level 430.
430. A veto bill can become law if it is approved by 2 nerds of Congress.
Thirds. Level 540.
540. The 24th Amendment forbids the use of the thumbtacks.
T.
Same level 5.
50.
550. Herbert Hoover was once Secretary of Vacuums.
State.
Same level 5.
10.
5, 10, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same level.
Long shot!
And he calls for a long shot. Oh, are you lucky? You are a lucky young man because you had 6 seconds left on the clock when you hit the block. So he had only 1 second in which to call for the long shot, which he did. That puts him up on the 6th level. Well, Gretchen, you know what to do now. There are 3 secret buttons on your podium. I want you to push one of them right now, which will place a secret block on the 6th level. Make it a good one. There she goes. And now there may also be a previously placed block on the level. But if you find the blooper and if you correct it, you remain the champ. If you don't, Gretchen wins the round. We'll have a tie-breaking round. 3 positions, Alan. Which one do you want?
200.
200. In a presidential year, New Hampshire is always the site of the first snowfall.
Primary.
You are the champion once again. Alan, you did it. Come on over here with me. Gretchen, you want to tell him where your blocks were?
I blocked all the easy ones, Alan, and then I
She-
blocked 500.
She went all the way up the left side on the 10s, and you went up mainly on the 30s. On level 3, in 68, Richard Nixon was nominated on the Republicans' first ballot. And on the 5th level, it was the 24th Amendment forbids the use of the poll tax, and Herbert Hoover was once Secretary of Commerce. Well, that does it. Once again, Alan is our champ. We have to say goodbye to Gretchen Schwartz. First of all, tell me, did you have a good time on the show?
I had a wonderful time.
That's
I really
good.
did.
We did too, and for that, we have this for you. Tell her about it, Rob.
A Lazy Boy, lazy sleeper that has built-in quality, beauty, and luxurious comfort to make your house guests feel right at home. From Lazy Boy Sleepers.
So enjoy your gift, and thank you very much for playing our game. Bye-bye. Okay. Alan, this will be your 5th and final attempt at the Gauntlet of Villains for $25,000. Will he make it on this, his final attempt? We'll find out right after this. This is Alan Emmerich, and he's about to attempt his 5th Gauntlet of Villains for $25,000. If you're successful, you'll walk out with very close to $30,000. But successful or not, when you get through with this gauntlet, we have to say goodbye to you with whatever amount of money you have earned. Folks, is he going to make it this time? The 5th and final time? All right. Here we go, Alan. I now want you to meet 10 of the most nefarious nasties who ever stood between a 5th-time contestant and his money, and here they are. All right, you nefarious nasties. What are you going to lay on us today? 5-time turkey, uh-huh.
Well, we're not that far yet.
That's all right. Listen, turkey is good meat, right? You bet. Sure it is. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. If you get from 1 right through 10, you're going to win $25,000. Let's find out how much time you have. You have 60 seconds plus 1 second for every $100 you earned in playing the game. So between charging and blocking, you won $370, which means you're going to have 3 seconds added to the basic 60 for a total of 63 seconds. Let's do it.
Ought to be enough.
Get on your mark. You have 63 seconds on the clock. The gauntlet and the clock will begin with the first bell. A comic strip featuring 1 tall and 1 short character was Mutt and Pedigree.
Jeff!
Santa's red-nosed reindeer was Boozy.
Rudolph!
The time of day first mentioned in the national anthem is twilight. Liza Minnelli was a bar singer in Cabernet.
Cabaret!
T in SST stands for train.
Transport!
Art Bonanza, the Cartwrights, lived in the town of Virginia Graham.
A city!
Carmen Basilio was a professional singer.
Dancer!
Gangster-looking clothing was popularized by the film Bonnie and Franklin.
Clyde!
The state which extends furthest west is oregano.
California!
It's said that witches of Old Salem, Massachusetts got burned at the beach.
Stink!
In 1928, Walt Disney released the first sound cartoon called Steamboat Annie. John Constable found much delight in painting English landladies.
Landscapes!
The inhabitants of New Jersey are called mosquitoes.
Oh,
The Edgar Allan Poe story with the ticking watch is called the Telltale Timex. All the way up to the 9th one he got. Oh, Alan, that's all right, my friend. You got through 8 of them. That earns another $800. Now, for a young man, in what year down there in Long Beach State?
Second.
For the young man in the 2nd year, I'm sure you can use a grand total of $5,840.
Oh, wow.
We have to say goodbye. Thank you very much for playing our game. You've been a great champ.
It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. We'll have 2 more contestants right after this. All right, welcome back. You may have noticed in our last Gauntlet of Villains that the villains were so overwrought because it was the 5th time around for Alan that the villains neglected to pop up the answers in their little individual telebellies. So if you'd like to know those answers, if you'd like to drop us a line here at CBS, we'll be happy to furnish them to you. And that's serious. Or you can ask Roddy if you run into him on the street. But anyway...